good evening in Israel. I'm Jonathan Bar-Sid. I'm with the 8 Coalition. And with us today is Major Liad Diamond with the Israeli IDF Spokesperson Department. As you can see, Major Liad is actually in the area and he'll tell us all about it. Over the last 2 years, basically, there have been several times when we woke up to a renewed Middle East. Today, unquestionably, this is just one more of those days, and waking up and hearing about the major attack in Israel. With us today, Major Liad will give us a briefing about what happened and what we can expect. And thank you everyone for joining us. We understand this is really a last minute, but we really are very much appreciative to Major Diamond on his joining us. We understand, we expect he's probably extremely busy being called to all sorts of different networks. So we appreciate the time that he's dedicating for this special briefing. We do apologize though also for the bad video. Major Diamond is out there actually just by where there was a missile fell in Tel Aviv. And so they just recently shut down the electricity there. So therefore, that is why his video is pretty bad. So we appreciate that. We apologize for that beforehand. With that, Major Diamond, the floor is yours.
Well, hello, and thank you very much for having me. I'm sorry for no light and electricity where I'm at. We're right now in the center of the country. Moments ago, a ballistic missile exploded right here where I'm standing. I'm going to try and pan my camera to show you just the extent of everything. You can see over here where I'm with the flashlight, you can see the damage to the surrounding area, to the buildings that were here. Several people were injured here as well during the Iranian attack that occurred really moments ago. This all started very early last night, with a preemptive attack of IDF in conjunction with other forces in Iran itself. The preemptive attack was a necessity because the Iranians have reached a position where they enriched enough uranium to cause a threat, an existential threat on the state of Israel. And that is one of the reasons we had to perform what we did last night. That, of course, at the end brought to where we are right now, with Iran firing more than 150 ballistic missiles towards the center of the country. Several of them have failed at the location where I am at, with people that were injured at several degrees, and in a very extent area impacted by these missiles. So this is where we're at right now. This is not going to be a short operation. This is part of the greater war that we're in for almost 2 years now. I don't expect it to end in a few days. This is a matter of maybe weeks. It depends on that we stand and we perform we get all the goals that we've decided on. And hopefully, I'm just going to move a minute. I'm sorry. We're being told to move because there is a chance the building can collapse. So I'm sorry about that. Just going to move a bit away. So as I said, this is not going to be something short. This is going to take some time. And it's very important if anyone is here on this Zoom and he's here in countries, of course, to listen to the guidelines of the Home Front Command. These guidelines have saved lives. Also here at the location where I am at, this is not going to be a short thing. This is going to take some time, but we're in it together and we will prevail because there is no other option. Jonathan?
Yes, thank you. So, Liad, I guess one of the first questions is what do we expect? I mean, do we expect the Iranians to continue, or do we think that what do we think is going to be the level of escalation? Do we think that they will settle with the 3 attacks that occurred today, or do we think that they will further escalate?
First of all, they still have capabilities of firing towards Israel, but that is not the question if they're going to fire or not. It's the question is if we have finished to do and to eliminate the program of the Iranian regime to have a nuclear weapon. That's the greater question, and that's the much more important question. Once we understand that we took out that capability and made sure that they will never have a nuclear weapon, then we can say that maybe we have finished our mission. But especially after this, this is something that they're having discussions right now, also on the political echelon as well, of course, and they will decide whether we continue or not. But again, this is the thing that it's going to take us at least another couple of weeks until we finish.
So the IDF thinks that they will be able to actually eliminate the nuclear capabilities of Iran?
That's one of the goals that we've put in order when we went on this preemptive attack, because the Iranian regime has reached the point, this is a no-turn point, where it is crucial for us to eliminate that capability, especially where they have reached with the enrichment of uranium.
From several participants over here, they're asking, does the IDF believe that it has the capability of doing this on their own, or will they require actual support from the US?
We're in great contact with our US partners, and I think one of the lessons learned that we understood very perfectly on the 7th of October is we have to count on ourselves. And sometimes we have to do things on our own. We can count only on ourselves when it's coming to protect the borders and to protect the people who live here in Israel. And that's the main job. And the IDF will perform and do whatever it takes in order to do it.
On a sort of connected tangent, we know that Iran was fully supportive of Russia in their war in Ukraine. Do we think that Russia might lend support in this situation back to Iran?
That's an excellent question for somebody who is not wearing these uniforms, and maybe ask some other spokesperson. So I'm not going to relate to or answer those questions. It's way above my paycheck, and I'm not the person to ask those questions. Sorry.
Not a problem. Fair enough. I appreciate the honesty. And how long has the IDF been planning for this attack?
So just like any other thing in the IDF, we've planned this for a while, and the way to understand it, to see how we did, is I think the way that we had very good intelligence regarding different locations and the understanding of what is going on in Iran, and where some of the high-ranking officers, such as the commander of the RGC Air Force, who was eliminated earlier this morning in Iran, shows just how entrenched our intelligence was into the organization. And this is also, it can reflect also to the great operations that we've conducted against Hezbollah up in the north in Lebanon, the way that we had the capabilities to understand where the commanders were and where. And I bet for, once maybe not so far away, we'll be able to share a lot more of what happened in the preemptive strike last night in Iran.
Have you already sold the Hollywood rights? This is a classic, yeah.
That
Sorry?
this is a classic. But you know, the most important thing is it's not over yet. We're not done. So I'm not going to say that it's a success. I'm standing here with people who just injured, um, injured severely, a lot of property damage. So we're not finished yet. But once we finish, I bet somebody's going to make a movie out of it.
Unquestionably. Is there any concern that Iran could, even if the IDF was to eliminate the nuclear capabilities of Iran, is there concern that Iran could actually acquire the actual capabilities from a third party, such as China or Pakistan?
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. But our job, the IDF job, under the direction of the government, is to do whatever it takes to make sure that the Iranian regime will never have a mass destruction weapon that can threaten the state of Israel. That is our job, that is our duty, and that is what we're doing. That's why we did this operation earlier today. And we'll make sure that it doesn't happen because we don't have the privilege to do something else.
Okay. And when do you think that normal life, or as normal as can be, will resume?
Look, we all hope for better days. We're hoping for this war to end with the return of our hostages, with the elimination of Hamas, and with the elimination of the Iran regime, with the wanting or their aspirations to get a nuclear weapon. I don't know. I don't know to give days or months or years, but as long as we stay together, united, as long as we understand that things sometimes do take time, but we help each other, we keep each other together, then we will prevail this. We will come over this.
And of course, the question that's weighing on everybody's mind is, how do we think that this might impact what's happening in Gaza and the hostages?
Well, that's a great question. I don't know yet. I think it's too early to understand what is Hamas thinking or wanting to do while they see everything else. But I think Hamas understands that they're pretty much on their own. With losing Hezbollah, with losing a lot of other assets that we have done in the past almost 2 years in the Gaza Strip. I think there is an understanding that they're coming to where a point where they will have to make their own decisions on how and when to finish this, because we're not going to let go, especially not when we have still hostages inside the Gaza Strip. So we're going to continue working tirelessly to release each and every one of those hostages and hope for better days, especially from where I'm standing here in the center of the country right now.
And what about the Houthis?
Houthim is a much more greater issue. It's a greater problem. It's not just an Israeli problem. It's a problem for other countries as well. I'm not going to go into greater details regarding that, but as you've seen in recent times, we have responded. We have done things there as well, especially against the Houthim. And as long as they're firing, we're going to do whatever we can in order to stop that as well. I'm sorry, I have to cut short. I have to
Unquestionably.
move from the site where I'm at. I just want to say on a personal note, thank you very, very much for having me. But thank you much more for your support and your caring and the work that you're sending. All of us here on the other side of the pond, it warms our hearts, especially in times like this. And it's great to have you and part of the Israeli heartbeat, which is now beating all at the same time. So thank you so much, and we'll stay in touch. Take care.
Definitely.
Goodbye.
And thank you.
Shabbat Shalom from Israel.
Whatever's left of it, but yes, Shabbat Shalom. Toda. Thank you. And with that, I just want to let everybody know that we will have another webinar on Monday with Dr. Eyal Hulata, who will give a more in-depth analysis. He's the former National Security Advisor, and he'll give a much more he'll give an in-depth analysis of what is happening and on the in the Middle Eastern front. Thank you, everyone. And
Sunday, just a correction.
I apologize.
Eyal Hulata is on Sunday,
Thank you,
3 p.m.
Tali.
Eastern, noon Pacific time.
And invitations will be going out tonight. Thank you very much, Tali. And thank you, everyone, for joining us in this last minute briefing. And Shabbat Shalom. Hopefully, it'll be a nice, peaceful Shabbat for everyone. Thank you.